My world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say I am what I am.
Whoa! This is action shot. Big happy heads, come on this way. Hey! Job in this. Okay. I'm coming out. I want the world to know.
I'm going to hand you over first and foremost is to the festival director, CEO of Dublin Pride, and of course the creator of Winter Pride and the Wild Idea, the one and only Jen Darling. Come on, please put your hands together.
Thank you, Eddie, for making all this happen. So today is the anniversary of Oscar Wilde's death, who is perhaps the most famous gay man in the world, or maybe he's the most famous bi man in the world, but he is the most famous LGBTQ plus person in the world, and we wanted to take a moment to honour his life, and we're starting a whole new festival where we take ownership of a lot of the history of Oscar Wilde, so that we can learn from his experiences and learn from the telling of his stories. We have a special guest here who's going to say a few words, who knows far more about Oscar than I do, and it's from the Oscar Wilde Centre in Trinity College, Micheál MacMacLiamóir.
Thank you. I'm not going to talk too much about Oscar. I mean, there's plenty of history about him. You can read anything you want about him. But I will tell you something happened this morning. I've been director of the Oscar Wilde Centre for 3 months. And I'm in this morning because I want to print out a little bit of a reading for you. And I'm not normally in there on a Saturday morning. It was the first time I was in the house where Oscar Wilde was born, entirely on my own. All the floors were dark, there were no students there. So I pottered around for a while and then went upstairs. And I went into, unconsciously, I printed out my piece that I want to read, and I thought, well, I better practice it. So unconsciously I walked into the room where Oscar Wilde was born. And I read the piece. It's only about 3 or 4 minutes. The Nightingale and the Rose, one of those stories. And I finished it, I sort of boomed it out, and then I finished it. And it was the most eerie sensation of somehow being answered. Of that faintly mocking, kind, charismatic spirit drifting up somewhere through the building. It was really eerie. And then I went downstairs, and I don't know if you noticed, the front has just been renovated, took a scaffolding there this morning. That door hasn't been open properly for 30 years. They've taken away the proper door, but there's just a temporary door. And they opened it. And people started to come up to the door. And people started to come up and take selfies and take photographs, ask me to take photographs, almost as if somehow the kind of charisma of Wilde was seeping out through the door and attracting people up the street. I'm just going to read, it's about 3 or 4 minutes. It's my favourite Wilde story. I've truncated it a bit to keep it short. But I think for the line in it, that love is greater than life, I think that's why I picked it. She promised she'd dance with me if I brought her a red rose, cried a young, heartbroken student. But there's not one in the whole garden. From her nest in the oak tree, the nightingale heard him, and she looked out through the leaves and wondered. Not a single red rose anywhere, he cried, and his eyes filled with tears. It's amazing how happiness depends upon such little things. I've read all the wise men have written and all the secrets of philosophy, but my life was wretched because of a red rose. Here at last is a true romantic, said the nightingale. Night after night I have sung of him, though I didn't realise it. Night after night I have told the story to the stars, and now I see him. The prince gives a ball tomorrow night, murmured the young student, and my love will be there. If I bring her a red rose, she'll dance with me till dawn. If I bring her a red rose, I get to hold her in my arms, and she'll lean her head on my shoulder, and her hand will be clasped in mine. But there's no red rose in the garden, and so instead, I sit by myself while she passes me by. She'll pay no attention to me, and my heart will break. Here indeed is a true romantic, said the nightingale. Surely love is a wonderful thing. It's more precious than emeralds and diamonds and gold. The musicians will play their instruments, said the student, and my love will dance to the sound of the violin. but she won't dance with me, because I have no red rose to give her. And he flung himself down on the grass, buried his face in his hands, and wept. Why is he weeping? Asked a butterfly who was fluttering about after a sunbeam. He's weeping for a red rose, said the nightingale. For a red rose, cried the butterfly. How ridiculous. But the nightingale understood the secret of the student's sorrow, and she sat silently in the oak tree and thought about the mystery of love. Suddenly she spread her brown wings and soared into the air. She passed through the grove like a shadow and sailed across the garden. The nightingale flew over to the rose tree that was growing beneath the student's window, but the tree shook its head. My roses are red, it answered, but the winter has chilled my veins, and the frost has nipped my buds, and the storm has broken my branches, and I have no roses at all this year. One red rose is all I want, cried the nightingale. Is there no way I can get it? There is a way, answered the tree, but it's so terrible I can't tell you. Tell me, said the nightingale, I'm not afraid. If you want a red rose, said the tree, you must build it out of music by moonlight and make it red with your own heart's blood. You must sing to me with your breast against a thorn, and your blood must flow into my veins and become mine. Death is a great price to pay for a red rose, cried the nightingale. Yet love is better than life, and what is the heart of a bird compared to the heart of a man? And when the moon shone in the heavens, the nightingale flew to the rose tree and set her breast against a thorn. All night long she sang against a thorn, and the cold moon leaned down and listened. She sang of the birth of love, and on the top branch of the rose tree there blossomed a marvellous rose, petal after petal, as song followed song. It was pale at first, but grew darker as the bird sang louder, and a delicate flush of pink came over the leaves. But the thorn had not yet reached her heart, and so the rose's heart remained white, for only a nightingale's blood can make the heart of a rose red. Her song grew wilder as she sang of love, and the marvellous rose became crimson like an eastern sky. But the nightingale's voice grew fainter, and little wings began to beat fast. Then she gave one last burst of music. The white moon heard it, and she forgot the dawn and lingered on in the sky. The red rose heard it, and it trembled all over with ecstasy, and opened its petals to the cold morning air. Look, cried the tree, the rose is finished now. But the nightingale made no answer, for she was lying dead in the long grass, with a thorn in her heart. Love is greater than life. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you.
A little thank you before I do a couple of little quotes from Oscar Wilde. And our design for the festival going forward, will you please put your hand for Colin, who is there. He's done an amazing job on our design, and in a way directing us and taking ownership of what the carnation means. For those who don't know, the carnation in a way was an indication at Oscar's plays for people, homosexuals, to be known, and he'll know that he has his family there. But also it was an indication as well that he knew that the Irish were there as well, especially since his plays were being shown in the UK. He wanted to give a little kickback to the establishment. A couple of little quotes I have to say I love from Oscar Wilde. The mystery of love is greater than the mystery of death. It takes a great deal of courage to see the world in all its tainted glory and still to love it. Nothing can be cure the soul but the senses, just as nothing can cure the senses but the soul. I'm going to leave you with this one. Live the wonderful life that is you. Let nothing be lost upon you. Be always searching for new sensation. Be afraid of nothing. Oscar Wilde. Again, thank you very much. This is only a start of a journey of what Oscar Wilde and the Wilde idea is. And we thank you for this weekend, for our invited guests from all over Ireland and internationally for coming and joining with us today. and over this week. On Monday we had the National Concert Hall for a wild experience of 50 years of Pride. On Tuesday we took over 60 individuals for a walk around the Mansion House, but that was for those who are older than Pride, and a celebration of our older community. On Wednesday we had a bit of a ceilidh where the West meets the East, and then of course on Thursday we had Gareth Thomas speaking in conversation with Panty around his subject matter of HIV and AIDS. Yesterday we had our conference, the Pride in the Workplace, and today we had community coming together. And that was the biggest amount of community groups in one place in years. And I have to say to all those community groups, thank you very much for supporting the idea and the development of where Pride is. He's an amazing gentleman, lots of secrets, and over the next while as we explore the Wild Idea Festival, we hopefully will unveil a lot more secrets. We thank you very much and really do appreciate your support. Thank you very much.
My world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say I am.